Wait. It's not sticking yet.
Video is rolling. We're not recording sound yet, but video is rolling.
Okay.
I'm just going to move this.
Stay.
Center you just a little bit more. There we go.
It's not staying.
Do you need something to hold it up?
No, it's okay.
All right. And let me go ahead and cue up your theme song here. All right. And going on in 5, 4, 3.
I like that. That one always makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cherise. Welcome to episode 3, Set Goals to Achieve Success. So first of all, I just want to address this beautiful location, new set design we have here for those of you who are watching. Over our break, Doolin redecorated his room, and it is now a dungeon. I think it's pretty cool, though.
Thank you.
I like it. For his Dungeon and Dragons podcast that he's going to be doing, Roll for Real.
Wow, you broke news here.
Yeah, coming soon.
Thanks.
Okay.
But what podcast is this?
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, this one is I Don't Have Time for This. Thank you. So first of all, I want to say hello and thank you for making time for this and listening to this episode. I would like to apologize for my recent hiatus, but I'm not really sorry. I was busy making time for family and friends that I don't usually get to spend a lot of time with. My daughter Liberty was here visiting, so I got to spend some good quality time with her, and Doolin and I got to spend a lot of quality time together. So sorry, not sorry. But now I am ready to get back to work and tackle the first step in making your goals a reality and achieving success. So, Happy New Year! Yay! I love it. So, if you're like most people in the world today, I bet you made a New Year's resolution or two. I used to do it every year, but not long afterwards. Though my resolutions, they were just distant memories. And it was like, what resolution? I never followed through with them. So I found some studies. And this one actually is from a Forbes Health Survey in 2024. And they asked a very important question. How long do New Year's resolutions last? Well, the answers were mixed, but some of the findings are interesting. Only 22 people who responded followed their resolution by the end of 3 months. 22%. That's pretty sad. Mm-hmm. And only 2% of the people that they surveyed were still following their New Year's resolution by the end of 7 months. So I have been there myself because year after year, I made a resolution without properly setting a goal. So what's the difference between a resolution and a goal? Well, according to Merriam-Webster, a resolution is the act of determining. That's it. And a goal is the end towards which effort is directed. So there is a big difference between a resolution and a goal. Although you can make a resolution, put it out there, and then set a goal properly. So an example of a resolution would be, I'm going to get healthier this year. Yeah. But a goal would be, I will lose 10 pounds by June 1st by exercising 3 times a week and eating a balanced diet, which will lead to me being healthier this year. So
a goal is much more focused.
Much more focused, much more specific, much more, well, we're going to get to the next part.
Okay.
So chances are, if you are human and around our age, you probably have heard of the acronym SMART goal.
SMRT.
SMART.
I knew that. I was just testing you.
So I had to take this health class in college, actually, and this was a major part of that course. So we spent a lot of time on it. And if you do it correctly, it works. It really does. So here it is, the acronym. SMART. S, specific, M, measurable, A, achievable, R, realistic, and T, time bound. So step number 1 is going to be choose what you want for yourself and write it down. If you're like me and you're listening to this podcast right now while you're out for a jog or while you're cleaning the house, because how else would you have time for this? Pause the podcast. And when you're ready, you can have Siri or Alexa dictate these notes for you because you will want them somewhere in writing. So either you're going to write it by hand or have her do it. And actually, I think it's really important to actually make time to go back and write these down by hand. Super important. I actually write these down. They're important to me. Maybe I would dictate them first while I'm on a jog and they're popping up in my mind and I want to get them down. But later on, I'm going to write them down by hand. Mm-hmm. You want to keep this also somewhere where you can see it daily and refer to it often. So I like to keep these in my planner. I have the Legend Planner, which I absolutely love. And there's a whole section dedicated to goal setting. So if you haven't checked out Legend Planner, it's fabulous because you actually have to input every day your goals and whether or not you check them off for that day. So really cool. All right, next. Be positive when writing or dictating your goals. Instead of saying, I want to do something, say, I will do something. I know it's a small little thing, but mindset is key. Write down as many things as you want. There's no limitations. Whatever pops into your mind that you want to achieve, write it down. This is your life and you only get to live it once. So list out those goals. Now, make sure that you leave a little bit of space if you're actually writing these down so you can fill in these next steps. You're going to want to leave a little bit. After each goal, you're going to ask yourself, why? Why do you want to achieve this goal? And then you're going to leave another space and you're going to say, how? How am I going to achieve this goal? And last, you'll ask yourself, when? When will I achieve this goal? Okay, so here's an example of a goal that I had in the past. I will run a marathon. Why? Because it will boost my confidence and I'll prove to myself that I am capable of a challenge. Also, it's great exercise because you have to be in good shape to run a marathon. How will I achieve this goal? By following a training plan that's suited to my ability and my schedule. And when? Well, a marathon is a long distance and it requires time for training. So I looked up a few in my area at this time when this was my goal. And there was one that was 11 months away. And then there was one that was the very next month. So that one wasn't realistic, but the one that was 11 months is realistic according to my SMART goal. So that's the one that I chose. So when? 11 months. So let's go back now and check out our SMART acronym.
Okay.
Is my goal specific? Yes. It's 26.2 miles. Doesn't get any more specific than that. Is it measurable? Yeah. I can track distance that I'm running and I can track time. Is it achievable? Well, I believe it is. Maybe not tomorrow, but with effort and 11 months to prepare, it's definitely achievable. Is it realistic? Well, at the point when I set that goal, I had already run several 5Ks and a few half marathons. So for me, it was realistic. So although I wasn't ready at that time, I know that in 11 months, it would be realistic. Was it time bound? Yes, because I was giving myself 11 months and there was a deadline. This is when it's happening, so there is a cutoff time. 11 months is perfect to prepare for a marathon. So I just want to make this little side note. But we humans like, especially nowadays, something more, a little more instant gratification. So in my opinion, it's good to set smaller goals along the way to help you stay focused. So in my marathon example, I actually added in smaller goals for 5K, 10Ks, and half marathons to keep me focused and to have things to celebrate along the way to my marathon goal. So my marathon was always still my big, huge outcome goal that I really wanted to achieve. But along the way, I set these smaller ones. I'm going to run a 5K in 2 months and then a 10K in 4 months and a half marathon and so on. So setting these small performance goals gives you more confidence and adds more fuel to the fire to reach your ultimate outcome goal. Don't forget to reward yourself along the way for sticking to your plan and achieving your small goals. I remember Would reward myself with a new pair of shoes or a new type of energy chew. I still do this actually, or a new running belt, because if I'm doing well and I'm sticking to my plan, I'm going to give myself something for it, give myself some credit, pay myself back. Plus, when I got myself some new shoes, it gave me a little bit more incentive and motivation to get back out there and run more, because I wanted to try out my new shoes or my new energy or whatever it was. Also, I wanted to share with you, I found this really fantastic goal setting worksheet. It's free. It's on Eastern Washington University's website. So if you Google Eastern Washington University and then put in goal setting, it should pop up. So you can fill out this worksheet, which was phenomenal, and then keep it visible. Put it somewhere where you're going to be able to see it daily and stay motivated. All right, next. If you're like me, I want to know why. I want some statistics on goal setting. Does it really work? Actually, this is a happy one.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, there we go. SMART goals actually do work. Here are a few of some studies that I found related to goal setting and goal achievement. Number 1, those who write down their goals are 20% more likely to achieve them than those who don't. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot. In research published by Professor Gail Matthews from the Dominican University of California, it was discovered that individuals who write down their objectives and goals achieved more than those who were just asked to think about what they want to accomplish in life. The findings of this study confirmed Antoine de Saint-Exupéry's famous quote, "A goal without a plan is just a wish." So it's not a lot. Just by writing down that goal, 20% more people were able to achieve it than those who just thought about it. Number 2, those that set practical objectives for their goals and begin weekly progress reporting to their encouraging peers do 40% better than those who didn't. Also by Matthews, accountability helps you achieve more of your objectives. You don't necessarily have to have peers to help you along the way, but it definitely helps you. It keeps you accountable. It keeps you tracking, and someone else is also keeping you accountable and tracking your journey. It requires you to set actionable activities and will definitely help you reach your goals. Number 3, according to a study conducted by Edwin Locke and Gary Latham, 90% of individuals do better with relevant and challenging goals. This one I thought was really cool. You do want to set a challenging goal. Like my big one for that marathon, that was super challenging. Yes, I set smaller ones along the way, but this study found that a significant majority, 90%, tend to perform better when they set goals that are both relevant and challenging. That means that the goals should be meaningful to you personally, and it needs to be a goal that's going to push you past your comfort zone. And then by doing this, you will be more likely to achieve that goal. And then once you do that one goal, you're going to build that confidence and be able to tackle even more. Number 4, those who don't make resolutions are 10 times more unlikely to achieve them than those who do. Well, this one seems a little bit obvious, but there was also a University of Scranton's 2002 study. They said the investigation on the effectiveness of New Year's resolutions by the scientific community revealed a surprising finding. Even though more than half of New Year's intentions are forgotten within the first 1 to 2 weeks, there are still 46% of people who are successful in pursuing some sort of positive changes after making their New Year's resolution. So they may not have achieved that particular goal, but they were able to make positive changes throughout the year.
I do like to say, and I don't mean to cut you off or anything, but and we've had this discussion before. I am not a huge fan of New Year's resolutions. I like the idea behind New Year's resolutions. I think they're great, but there's something about just waiting for the calendar to roll over to the new year that feels off to me.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't have to wait until New Year's to set goals for yourself. This can be done at any time. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I would say, I would go a step further, not to throw you off, but I would go a step further and I'd say making a New Year's resolution, and say if you're in September or October. Well, my New Year's resolution for next year is going to be like, well, why are you waiting 3 or 4 months to do
yeah.
it? It's almost like a form of procrastination.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
don't wait. Whenever that goal pops into your mind, if there's something that you want to do, dictate it to Siri or Alexa or write it down and get on this plan so you can get it done now. Don't wait. Absolutely. The last one. Excuse me. Thank you. Goal setting has statistically significant impact on your behavior. It really does. So researchers looked at 4 different databases to evaluate the beneficial influence of goal setting on individual action. What they discovered is that it is most effective when the goal is challenging, declared publicly for accountability, and pertains to a group. This study further demonstrates that goal setting helps us modify our actions in response to the successful attainment of our goals. So, like you just said, if you're a procrastinator,
which I am,
you'll most likely alter your behavior after launching a plan for a successful goal setting. So maybe you won't be that procrastinator anymore. So ultimately, to wrap it all up, do yourself a favor. Tell somebody about your goal. It's always easier to achieve your goals if you feel that you are being held accountable. It's nice to have your family and friends on board with your goals, but if they aren't and they're not around, you can also join groups. Try Facebook. I am sure that whatever it is, whatever goal you want to achieve, there is a group for that. There's also apps like Meetup. Join a local group that meets. Just do something that is going to help keep you accountable. And if you don't have people, well, then there's your journal or your planner. Write it in every day. Keep yourself accountable. Make sure you check that list before you go to bed that night. If your goal was to run that marathon and you put in 0 miles for the past couple of days, get out there and do it. Hold yourself accountable. All right. So make time to do this. Write down your goals. Go get to work. Next time, we're going to talk about habits and how to create them, how to stick to them to achieve your goals. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you for making the time to do this with me today. Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was cute.
Sorry, I got a little silly with the sound effects.
I liked it. Just do something that's going to help keep you accountable.